Hello, world. Yes.
Do you want to mention that hockey might start up again? Because Pittsburgh might be one of the hub cities that they're playing in.
I'm curious about that. Is there a tech angle to that?
No, I don't know. That's the thing. I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay. I mean,
well, the tech angle would be that they're doing it, and they're going to be I assume that it has something to do with how they're getting it into the markets for these other teams if they're in Pittsburgh.
We should do some sort of special deep dive at some point here on the.
Well, it's Corona related, so
I know it is kind of every week, but I just feel like there's an angle for like a kind of like the home automation where we can hop right into like hey, here's all the stuff that here's your crash course guide for surviving coronavirus tech. Oh, that's not right. That's a different show.
What show am I on? Who am I?
No, I just had the paragraph text for RWA the other night on the Facebook. That's okay. I'm sure nobody noticed.
Doody
Doody. Nothing to see here.
Doom.
I got to use the live poll for the RWA stream because we had a online match, wrestling match / interactive poll on who would win between the commentator and a I don't know 8-year-old child.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The child won, right?
The child definitely won. And now the commentator needs to wear a dress on the next show.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was pretty eventful. And that's the first time I used a lot of the new kind of Facebook Live features on there, because they have a whole other back-end streaming interface that they didn't have before. That is like, oh, come on, guys, I'm not ready for this.
Oh, did anybody put in about Instagram is now going to be doing group video chats?
I did not. Yeah, that was under the wire, but yeah, if you have a chance to throw that in there, we'll get to it.
I'll do that.
I did not pre-read anything. I apologize. I saw
the links can go anywhere.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of bail me out if I look like I'm struggling.
Video group chat.
Ronnie, I'm starting a show. I can't help you right now. Can't help you right now.
I need to find an awesome thing of the week.
It's all right. You got time. How you doing, Chilla? You still look great. You look fantastic.
Thanks.
You look
fantastic.
I forgot today was Tuesday.
Didn't we all? I mean, this is a common problem, isn't it?
Well, not only that, but I got a delivery that was supposed to be here on Friday, which was new chairs for my back patio.
Mm-hmm.
So after work got done, I ran upstairs, moved them to the back, and then started putting them together. And then it dawned on me,
Tuesday.
it's Tuesday, and it was 3 minutes to 7.
Did you see my tweet where I had to remind myself and everybody else that it's Tuesday?
I
for
did not
podcasts?
see that.
Yeah, I was only like, hey guys, it's Tuesday. That's all I know is podcast tonight, and that's so you guys know that we're doing podcast tonight.
If I didn't have chemo on Tuesday, we would probably be screwed because I would completely forget about the podcast later in the day.
Thank
I'll be
you.
like, oh,
Finally, thank you, chemo.
I know. Thank goodness. I've been waiting.
I've been waiting. You were waiting for the upside of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. Why can't I start another watch party? What's happening? Oh, jeez. Okay. This doesn't look right. Katie, this is Katie talking about Animal Crossing last week. Not to be confused about her probably talking about it this week.
Probably mute my notifications.
Yep, I'm just doing the same thing.
I was just like,
There we
I was
go.
like, I thought I got everything, and then I was like, no.
Oh, you're... It's like, why did her video go away?
And can I just tell you all that I have the worst case of poison ivy I've probably ever had in my life?
Oh, no.
What?
Oh yeah.
You're making me...
going outside.
I was going to
And
work...
the scary part is I have no idea how I even got it.
Dude, I was gonna go work on like my yard this weekend, and now you're all making me afraid to. Forget the coronavirus. It's the poison ivy I'm worried about.
Yeah, Krause, I ended up, I got it. We were out doing yard work. I didn't have no idea where the plant's at, but I somehow got it, and I have the port where I get the chemo. And the only place I had it last week was right near the port. So I had my oncologist say, it's okay to give her chemo because I was like, what, we're just going to inject, if just the process of like running a port that goes straight to my heart next to freaking poison ivy, because why the heck not?
It's making me nuts though. It's miserable.
It is. I'm stealing both the PacMans for my awesome things.
Pac-Man fever.
Pac-Man fever.
Did you see they have Pac-Man pack in Minecraft?
Oh, we'll get to that because it looks like we're going to intersect. There's my segue. Thank you for my segue. Thank you for my segue. All right,
So
now
you go first, and then I'll go.
have you guys
Well,
noticed?
not first.
Have you
but
guys
go
seen the-
before me?
Have you seen that we're going full Brady Bunch on this live stream right now?
Brady.
I like
oh yeah, look at that.
Look at us.
So
Brady Bunch.
that is the Raspberry Pi. This is a regular shot. Raspberry Pi
Oh, I need-
laptop. Or the 4 is the Raspberry Pi. So
Wow.
as long as it doesn't crash, we'll be okay.
Crash into
So is there any
me.
way to make the chat stay up on the screen?
I don't know.
It makes me crazy.
On
Don't
what
watch it on
device?
watch
iPad
party.
running over here.
On your iPad, turn it long ways.
It is
Vertical.
long ways, but it disappeared. Oh, this. Yeah. I was like,
The upside. Oh, like your
yeah,
phone.
Okay, there we
Hey.
go.
There you go. Yes. You're gonna
That's
bug us to
better.
start the show.
No,
Listen, we're lucky we're here right now.
I wasn't going to bug you to start the show.
Okay, what's up?
It'd be funny if she just went, "Will you start the show?"
Well, while we're
I
at
was-
it,
I
can
was
we
just
start
gonna-
the show?
I was just going to say that it's 10 after.
Oh,
That sounds like you're telling us to start the show.
No, I'm just telling you that it's 10 after.
I'm getting mixed. Feelings over here.
Did anybody else hear me say, Sorg, start the show?
Nope, not at all.
Did I just tell him what the time was?
Are you trying to get everybody else to pressure me into starting the show? Because I don't know if that's going to
No.
happen.
Sword.
of course
Let's
not.
start the show.
What?
You know what? You should from now on. You should just yell over and ask Alexa what time it is,
Alexa,
and then you don't have to say anything to Sorg, and just say, "I was just checking to see what time it is."
I think that when he actually goes live with us, that's what I'm going to do is, what time is it? But I'll make sure that my microphone is over there so it actually picks
Hey
up.
kids, what time is it?
Yeah.
It's time to start the damn show. All right, we're doing the show. We're doing it.
We're doing a
Showtime.
show.
I'm hitting record. I'm hitting record
Is
on
that why
things.
we're all here to have a show?
Is that the deal? It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast episode 496. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. Officially still in yellow condition, I believe. I don't think that changes yet. But anyways, we're here. We got a crew. We got a whole crew here in true Brady Bunch fashion. They're hiding. Some of them are hiding from their cameras right now. Well, with us, first of all, from representing Big Bank International, he's a tech guru over there. He is John Chilla.
Hey, I was wondering which one of us you were talking about, but yes, that's me.
I go by it's the usual order. It's the usual order from his fancy, good-looking camera over there. Look at that.
4Ks streaming at 720p.
I threw somebody your way because they were looking for some webcams. I'm like, well, Chilla looks fantastic every week, so go ask him what camera he's using. So, since nobody can get Logitechs anymore, yeah. I actually had somebody looking for something, and they needed the kind of connector, Blackmagic connector thing I recommended back in like December, and I was like, oh man, they're twice as much, and you can't find them now. Good luck. So, yeah, it's a wild world right now.
Everything's a little ridiculous trying to order anything
I don't
streaming related.
I don't understand why my Tide Pods are taking an extra week to get here. But anyways, also with us, also waiting on her deliveries, is the Dutters.
Hello, I was sneezing.
You were sneezing? Okay.
That's why I ran away.
It's a rainy day on Animal Crossing. Is that how you're cooling yourself off on this 90-degree Pittsburgh weather?
Yes, and a root beer float from a wrestling cup.
There you go. Fantastic. How are you doing? How are you holding up?
Good. Chemo makes me sneeze. I have no idea, but on chemo day and the day after, I sneeze like crazy. It's amazing.
It just loosens stuff up at the molecular level, right?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Fantastic. Also with us is the other guy from Big Bank International. Also, who he got all of his deliveries today. It sounds like, because it sounds like a certain fruit company is showering him with gifts, or at least through a vendor or something. Ron Krause is with us, sir. How you doing?
I'm very good. How about yourself?
He gets on. He's like, let me show you all my Apple devices I have over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got two new Apple devices, the SE and the latest Pro, iPad Pro.
Fantastic. And you figured out your chat room on there?
Yeah, I got it. It's good now.
Fantastic. And of course, producer Missy is on the line as well, to make sure we all stay straight. We have the warden is here this week, so don't worry about us going too far off the rails like last week, guys.
So, have you started the show yet?
I think we started the show. That thing says we did that thing. I did the intro thing, and now I need to tell you guys to please go subscribe. Go check out AwesomeCast.com. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook as well. We go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Live. I didn't say we start the show at 7 p.m. Maybe we just hang out for a little bit and look for the right dongle. I don't know. But we are live on Facebook Lives, where most of the people are going to come hang out with us. But if you have a personal issue with using Facebooks, we are over on the Twitter Periscope, the YouTube, and the Twitch, so you can pick your billionaire. And also, please, of course, follow that page on Facebook, and a lot of discussion does happen on the Facebook group, so please roll over there and be a part of that. We have a lot of people commenting on stories we put in there through the week and submitting ones for us to talk about here on the show, which we'll get to here in a little bit, hopefully, if I get through my intro. Also, thank you to our audio partners, the405media.com, and our friends at Post Industrial Audio at postindustrial.com, sharing great Pittsburgh podcasting with the world. And also, if please subscribe to us if you're catching us on your favorite podcatcher, or if you're listening to us now, later, or live on Facebook or wherever, please hit the like button, heart button, share button, get us in front of more people, and help this Tuesday night awesome party grow. Also, thank you to our supporters at patreon.com/awesomecast, our good friends at the coffee club level, Matt Weller, John DeGore, and John Carmen, and our friends at the fan of the show level, Michael Fedor, peachhuchmuseums.org, and I need a bell for a new person. I need like a new Patreon bell or something. Has anybody got a bell out there in Google Meet world? We have an app for that. Dave Potter has joined the Patreons. I apologize. I found it in the Patreon after last week's show, so I didn't get a chance to say anything. But thank you, Dave Potter of the Tiny Shutter Podcast, Prof Pod on the Twitter, for joining us as well. Also, a great contributor to our stories from the AwesomeCast group as well. So thank you, everybody. You guys support the show too at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. So let's get into our awesome things of the week. I'm smiling as I'm going through. I want to go through. I want to touch on this because I saw the new episode come up, but I did not watch the latest Mandalorian behind the scenes. Katie.
Oh, it's so good. It's the best. It's called Technology. So it's episode 4. It's Technology, and it's about the set that they're working on.
Awesome. And
it's a combination. So most of the scenes you see them in it's giant LEDs, like just a giant. It's the ceiling to the floor. I mean, floor massive they're in front of these scenes. And the problem with a lot of like the way you do this in green screen and stuff is things look weird. The shadows are added in post-production. So so they created this area that they're calling, I just blanked out on what it was called. I'll find it in a second. But the problem is like with all the shadows and things. So they're using these LED panels to create the shadows, and they're using VR technology and gaming engines to put this all together to create this. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what the thing is called. My brain just went. But it's amazing. It's honestly, I think, the best. I mean, I've enjoyed the episodes, but didn't geek out until this particular episode, where Jon Favreau took the things they learned from VR with The Lion King and shooting with live action and with Elf and Iron Man and it's just Jungle Book, and he just took all this thing to like, and this is just going to propel the industry forward because everything he's using, and he even talks about everything he's using, is accessible to everyone, and it's not some like super high end. It's just the way that they're combining. I mean, it's high end, but it's not like something that you can't get your hands on. It's just combining all these technologies together, and it's just phenomenal. And it's like I said, it's called The Volume. The stage, they call it The Volume, and it's just, you have to watch it if you are any interest in tech or gaming. Even if you don't, haven't watched The Mandalorian, you'll definitely appreciate it.
So you mentioned like stuff that building these giant screens, yeah, that's going to be costly, but it's running on the Unreal Engine, which anybody can go download. We talk about the Epic Games app before the show, and the new Civilization 6 is on there for free. You can download the Unreal Engine and start making basically the same stuff that could be used on this set. And
so cool.
Also referred to as stagecraft, I believe, as well. So it's cool. And even just seeing like how much they build practically to mix with that stuff in the background. And I didn't even think about the shadow thing until you mentioned it too. Yeah,
so, because the main character, his head is a mirror almost. So you can't really go in later, but now they're able to put the sun here, which is going to make the natural shadows, and it's like I said, it's just phenomenal.
One of the earlier episodes, I think probably the director one, I'm switching the wrong thing, there was actually like something where he's in the cockpit, and there's like, guns blazing, from the other crafts or something, and they were geeking out because they saw the laser reflected in his helmet as it went by. So that was like another thing that you just normally wouldn't get, and just that little detail that immerses more. I love every time they tell me more and more about the stage, I'm impressed. I was like,
you're absolutely gonna love this. You're gonna lose.
It sounds like
I can't wait till you see it.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to get caught up with that then. All right, Krause, what is your awesome thing?
Well, since this is binge season, forever until we get to go back outside. My wife and I just finished Turn. It's Washington's Spies. It's basically about George Washington's spy ring. It was 4 seasons. Great show. It's one of those ones that had a beginning, a middle, and an end, which I always like. Nothing worse than you start binging a show and then find out, oh God, they never finished it or something like that. So this is actually complete. But it was very good. If you have any interest in that period of time, I would highly recommend it.
I'm having a problem because we were just talking about it a little bit beforehand. Every time I watch a period piece, that also happened to happen in Assassin's Creed. I just meshed the two together in my head. Right?
That's awesome.
So now
Yeah.
I'm going to be all Assassin's Creed 3 and yeah, this is going to be rough. so it's called Turn Washington Spies, huh? So is that a Netflix original? Did it originate somewhere else?
No, I think it originated on AMC if I'm correct.
Okay. Awesome.
But like it's one of those things. I guess they purchased, they bought the rights to be able to show it or whatever. But it's a very good show. Like I said, 4 seasons. I think it took us a couple weeks to get through, but it was very good.
It looks like it started in 2014. So
yeah,
awesome. So that's been out for a little bit. So that's nice. That's nice. Well, AMC have a weird staggered season thing, or maybe I'm just thinking HBO. Where you gotta wait like 2 years in between Game of Thrones or Westworld or something.
AMC does do that whole. They take breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Walking Dead will go for a while, and then they'll take a break, like at Christmas time, and then they come back and finish the season. So they do sometimes get weird like that. But like I said, this was a very good show.
Awesome.
We enjoyed it.
So my awesome thing is PacMan. So it's a couple of things kind of, but I can see this trend coming of PacMan fever. I think Krause, you were asking why the PacMan. It's the 40th anniversary of PacMan, it seems. So everybody's. I'm waiting. Google will probably re-release all those Google Maps that they did with PacMan, right? Probably, because that was probably the 35th anniversary where they did that. Maybe 30th as well. But there's some new and inventive ways it looks like Pac-Man's getting worked in here. So Nvidia, we talked about GANs previously. Those are things. Remember the old was it isthisacat.com that we used to see? That was all the computer generated pictures and things like that. And sometimes it was really freaky and didn't really work out.
Yeah.
So Nvidia's AI GAN machines, they recreated Pac-Man from scratch just by watching it being played. So they have mostly recreated the functionality and the maps from the Sounds of Things for it. And let's see, this is actually a picture of the AI generated Pac-Man. And if you look at it, if you're able to look at it closely in the article, it's pixelated. And they say it's because it's the AI generated one. It has more or less created, and maybe the Christmas is the less. So that has been created from NVIDIA's Toronto Research Lab. I believe they are also going to be releasing this for you to play. Let's see. And actually, there's a video that goes with this too. For the NVIDIA recreated. Yep, there it is. It's not entirely full framed. It's a little choppy, I guess. But the fact that it was kind of recreated by AI generation. And the other thing to go with it as well is Twitch is apparently going to do Twitch multiplayer Pac-Man games directly in Twitch. So that means you're going to go to a website on Twitch, in Twitch, and be able to play like the multiplayer editions of Pac-Man over there for free. And it says it's an MMO in a way.
That's a lot of Twitch.
Oh, that's a different game they're doing. That's a lot of Twitch. There's a lot of Pac-Man Twitch. So now you're going to see like, why is there so much Pac-Man? There's a Maze Creator on there. This is all going to be part of it. Yeah, Pac-Man Live Studio is what we're looking at. It's part of the Amazon games. There's actually a website for it now, and it is actually going to be released soon in the 40th anniversary. I don't think I saw a date officially for this, but it just says coming soon to Twitch. So keep an eye out for that. I like that. So not the biggest Amazon games thing. I guess it makes people see the logo at this point, which, by the way, is just the games with the Amazon smile face, I noticed. So they're being
Amazon seems to be trying to really do more with their actual games unit. I've seen a couple advertisements in the masthead of like when I actually go to Amazon.com to buy something, I'm starting to get as much game advertising as I am getting, hey, come watch IMDb TV and whatever else out of Amazon Prime.
Oh, they're definitely ramping it up at this point because they just released Crucible, which is their big MMO. I think a free-to-play MMO. And they're finally getting product. They started the game studio several years ago, and that's starting to turn into something. Like I think the game plan's kind of finally coming to the forefront, right? So we'll see what happens when they put all that strength behind it. Speaking of PacMan, there's a little bit of crossover because it sounds like Minecraft is doing something with PacMan, but that is not your awesome thing of the week, Chilla.
That's not my awesome thing of the week, but I did actually. It was funny because Christopher asked me over the weekend. He's like, "Can I use one of my Apple gift cards?" I'm like, "For what?" He's like, "I want the PacMan mods for Minecraft." So there's skins and levels and it's kind of like a 3D run through of PacMan. So instead of being a top-down experience, you're kind of running through the gauntlet with the ghosts and everything. There are the pellets, and what did they call the power? Is it a power pellet? The one that lets them turns the ghost blue. So like all that's built in. It was a little bit complex for him at 5 to be able to handle, but it was an interesting foray into the Minecraft PacMan blended universe.
So I'm looking at so it's a completely 3D version. Oh wow, you're a little. It's the version of. Oh wait, you can be the Pac-Man with the arms and the legs, or you're a giant blocky Pac-Man head.
Yeah, they have a couple different. There's one with isn't there one with glasses or like a monocle or something?
I'm not familiar with that one. Is there a baby Pac-Man, a Miss Pac-Man maybe? This looks like Pac-Man offices. Oh, there's just like an open world version. Okay, that's fun. Wow, that's cool. So how much? And there's your green. What was that Minecraft zombie version of the ghost? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was $7.99.
$7. That might be worth it. I only have Minecraft because of Game Pass, but that might be a worthy $7 to drop on something like that for 3D Pac-Man. So since our Pac-Man parties we talked about months ago won't be going anywhere with the pandemic, you imagine having to sterilize the maze? That'd be a problem. But anyways, that's not your awesome thing.
That's not my awesome thing of the week, but it is Minecraft related. So Minecraft Dungeons was released this morning at 4 a.m. It was released for PlayStation, Xbox, Windows, Nintendo Switch. You'll get it as part of Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you were a fan, and I actually watched a couple of videos as I was trying to determine if I wanted to buy it. I watched a couple video streams on Mixer and on Twitch, honestly, over the weekend, and I did then pre-order quickly. If you are a fan of a little bit of Zelda, but more on the Diablo realm, like it's a dungeon crawler, definitely all ages dungeon crawler, but it looks pretty cool the way it works, and they're kind of promising. You can get to a finish. There will get to a point where you finish the game. To be unlike, I guess Minecraft when you defeat the Ender Dragon, but you can get to the end and you can kind of start over, and you can make it a whole different experience. So it does have replay value. It does do multiplayer up to I think 4 players. I was more worried about it, at least as long as I can get 2 on the same screen, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like a pretty cool game. I haven't gotten to play it yet. I've only seen live game footage, but I did watch a bunch of live game footage, and they must have released final versions to some special people because there were a lot of videos out there that had full gameplay and wasn't just a beta.
Mm-hmm.
So looks like it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm hoping to put some definite time in there. I hope they come out with an iOS version. But for now, I'll be playing probably on the Xbox. And when they have crossplay, I'll probably pick it up for the Switch. Hopefully, they'll have a sale.
Actually, I just read an article tonight that crossplay is enabled for Xbox and Switch. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So I saw it. I think it was on Android Central.
Yeah, they said it was going to be coming. I guess they got it done. Knowing that the game was delayed, maybe they got it done with the delay that was imposed, because I think this was supposed to release in April or at the very beginning of May, and they delayed it till May, whatever today is, 27th, 28th, 26th. Help me out here, 26th. So yeah, then I will probably pick it up on both systems, just so if I can cross play and I can cross save, then I'm good to go.
So you do have a word of warning on this apparently, and damn it, I think
whatever you do, if you had downloaded it and installed it and your rev is before what's the bootstrap version, 166. If you're not at 166 bootstrap or higher on Dungeons, do not uninstall, or it will wipe your SSD drive or whatever drive it's installed on. So there was a bug found.
This is on the PC, not the Xbox.
Yeah, it was on the PC.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it deleting everything on your Switch. That would be kind of fun.
Well, I think I did pre-install it on my laptop, on my Asus laptop.
Yeah, so make sure you go and update it immediately.
Oh no.
Otherwise, if you uninstall it from add remove programs, it tends to wipe the drive.
What the hell? What?
It sounded from the way, and I just noticed this article after I had joined the show, so I was looking for other content to put in links for pictures and video and whatnot, but I stumbled upon this. So it looks like instead of putting the directory that your game's in, it's like doing a .. So it's going up to the root of the drive.
Oh no. Oh no.
To do its delete.
Oh no. It says it's an SSD glitch for the most part, so I think I'm safe.
I'm sure that's because otherwise it would take much longer time. I don't know. The person was saying that they had a different drive for where all their games were installed. And it deleted everything from the drive.
You had to walk by, I think, because you were talking about Minecraft down there. You had to sneak up.
Oh, I had to sneak up.
Well, it related to that. Hey, Chachi's over on the watch party over on my page over there. He's in his world with Ronnie. And I don't know if Ronnie heard us talking about him. But he reminds us, speaking of the PacMan we were talking about before, the world's largest PacMan.com is still going strong. And I remember talking about this years ago. So wait. What is this in the corner? Made for Internet Explorer? So that should tell you how old it is. But it's just a giant, just multiple interlinked Pac-Man mazes. So pretty crazy project that's still going. Hey, you know what's also pretty crazy and awesome? Our good friends at Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza for the majority of our coming up on 10 years. I think officially next week is our 10 years of the AwesomeCast. But we put a marker in for the 500th episode, so please look out for that. We're going to figure out what we can do. Social distancing. I was going to try to do a party, but that's not gonna happen now. But anyways, go check out our friends Slice on Broadway, Beachview, Carnegie, East End, PNC Park, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates whenever they play again. So please go check out. Thanks to everybody for supporting our good friends there down the street here in Beachview at the original OG location for Slice on Broadway. And thanks for supporting the show. Speaking of Chachi, that was in the chat room. He's got the GameJourney.com still going, but he's also still he had a reminder in the chat to help put a pickle on it over 100 subscribers. So he's been going strong. I believe this is week 3 of pickling. Is that the proper term for what he's doing? Pickling things?
I want to say, because if you're pickling things, aren't you putting them in a jar with some vinegar and spices?
He's applying pickles to things.
He's cracking the pickle jar open.
Yeah, he's cracking that. He's putting pickles on things so you don't have to. Go.
And can I just say his facial expressions are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know before he even opens his mouth whether he likes it or not. I'm just saying that.
He's just like, I know how this is gonna go.
Yes.
So last week was Candy Week. I know. Was that a muffin? I need to catch up. I'm behind. But go check it out. Put a pickle on it. It's his project, and it's going. He's building it. He's improving. He's gonna have his own full in-house studio by the time this thing gets to 100 subscribers. That he's starting to put a pickle on it Empire from. I wouldn't be surprised. That's probably gonna happen.
What camera is he using?
I don't know, but I know he has to replace it because of reasons. So, I don't know. Hopefully he'll reach out to you so you guys can camera chat. Hit it up in the chat room. Anyways, so what are we doing here? Riz is apparently getting in shape. According to this, he's sharing a story with us. Can you game your way to better apps? It's a smartphone app called Stealth Core Trainer, which combines a planking apparatus with smartphone app to motivate you through the pain. So, if you want to get your planking on, apparently, this looks like it's called the Stealth Professional, and I'm looking at this thing. And it looks like the old Sega Genesis motion controller. A little bit. But I guess it's app connected. It is running for $200 for the personal version, $300 for the sturdier professional version, probably for some of us that are a little heavier. But that's his discovery through the week. Riz, you got to let us know how this is helping your abs. Ab pictures and send them to Bradley. That's for a different show. Also on here, Brandon, our friend in Kansas City, has something for you, Katie. It's a cool website where people who play Animal Crossing can buy, sell, or trade items you need and don't need.
Yeah, he shared that with me a couple of days ago. It's neat. It's a whole, rundown. It's grouped by category. Mm-hmm. So if there's something, because a lot of times you'll get in the Nook shops, there'll be one very high priced item. It'll be hundreds of thousands of bells, or there's things for 1 million bells. And some people are looking for them for whatever reason. And if they show up in your shop, you can make some big bank off of somebody who's looking for them. So
it's called Nookazon. Man,
mm-hmm.
somebody's gonna get sued. It's basically a Discord server, right? So,
mm-hmm.
so how are you able? Do you buy it for a person to give to, or arrange that way, or
you'd have to arrange a visit to one of the other's island.
So it's
and do the trade.
So it's like a digital Facebook marketplace.
Yeah, that's more that.
You gotta actually. Why need to show up?
You can mail. Actually, I take that back. No, you have to visit each other's island. Yeah, so before you can send each other mail. Well, you might be able to do friend codes. So yeah, I had to think that through.
Do we need a designated safe place for people to visit you on your island to make these trades?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, people have the safe places whenever they have the really good turnip prices, and they have the turnip bouncers.
Turnip bouncers?
Oh yeah, they'll have their friends come over to be turnip bouncers because some people will just come to your island just to trash it because people are butts.
So how does it? But I always get nervous about those kinds of things. Like, what happens if you give them something and they don't give you what you were promised?
I don't know. I think you're just kind of like, dang. I mean, you could try to ask them, but I mean, there's no real.
There's no enforcement.
No, there's no.
There's no because I've seen even on eBay where you can, when people were buying stuff in Diablo and other games within eBay, there was it was an escrow where you kind of put the money in there.
Nice.
And then the person it didn't get released until the person picked up the item. There was a way that they kind of actually made it where there was a check and balance.
Well, I think that's if you're actually using human money. Human money. Yeah, you could get away with that. But it's if you're just exchanging bells or something, or if you do the whole turnip where you're selling things, and because a lot of times when they're selling, if you've ever had a friend that has a really high turnip price, they'll invite people over and you'll give that friend a percentage of what you made because essentially they hooked you up.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the sorts of.
So I'm waiting for that. We're turning up that weird Animal Crossing secondary black market kind of situation, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, I bet. I can't even imagine.
especially at this point,
Although,
right?
couldn't the devs code something around that where I know in some of the other MMOs and stuff I played in the past, the trade window would come up and you'd put your piece in, they'd put their piece in, and then you both have to hit OK for the actual transaction to happen.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that would make a little more sense.
Well, here's the issue. I'm surprised this isn't like people aren't having an issue with this and taking any terms and conditions to it legally, because Nintendo's going to want a piece of whatever transaction's happening if there's any money involved, right?
Well, the other thing
I
is
mean,
too, set up an auction house or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Human money.
Yeah.
I got one turnip. Do I hear one turnip? I got two over there. Two turnips.
Yeah, right. Well, no, the auction house is a big thing in WoW. You
Okay.
go there, you post your stuff, your materials or whatever, and
Yeah.
Sell them to the highest bidder kind of thing.
So there's a model for this already. So yeah, I would love just your auction barker in the cutesy Animal Crossing voices, calling things 3 turnips to Miss Jagoff over there.
Oh, like Garden Island.
Are they okay? Have they been calling you other naughty things?
I have to send you guys a video of I saw 2 of my neighbors were chatting, and they're like, I heard you use the word jagoff. It's really cool. Can I use it too? Yeah, we'll get jagoff trending. And I'm like, oh, stop it. So, like,
Wait, are we talking in real life or Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my neighbors are worse than that. IRL neighbors.
Oh, gotta be sure. This, that's
We're going to get jagoff trending. I'm like, all right, do it, guys.
Yep. Go for it. All right, another one partner shared. This was a pretty cool thing that was over on Twitter. This father is actually using a doorbell notification, a Ring doorbell, I believe it is, to communicate with his daughter. He uses that. I guess he's dropping off care packages for her, and that's how she's being notified about what's going on. And that he's up, and then he's actually talking to her and giving her some messages too.
Wait, did you read the article?
Did I? Well, I thought there was just a video attached. Did I miss a link in here?
I was under the impression that he was using his own Ring doorbell at home. She's away at college, and she had it set up on her phone that she was getting notifications. So he's like coming home from work. He's walking in, and he's saying hi to the doorbell because he knows she gets notifications.
So saying hi to that. Okay, good. I just have the Twitter link in here for some reason.
Oh yeah, the Twitter link is what it was.
To follow along.
That's the way that I was.
Oh, that makes more sense. I haven't been listening to audio, so hold on.
I know different parents that have teenage kids in like late middle school, early high school, and that's how they actually do the notification that the kid got home is when they walk in the front door, they ring the doorbell.
You can't sneak in. You gotta ring the doorbell. You gotta have the check-in.
Like the check-in.
Yeah.
Yep.
That becomes your time clock of sorts, right? So.
And I know other people that have actually started to put like as many Ring doorbells as they have doors on the house.
But yeah, yeah, you shouldn't you? Because if you could, right? Because
some people will use they have the cameras that are just built into a spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
But I found it interesting that I'm seeing more people put the doorbells up than
like on a back door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the automatic motion, it's on the same system, right? You're already used to it. And depending on your house, you may, like, you gotta think when we had the back entrance for the studio, it would make a lot of sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So have all that covered. So I mean, some people have larger, more functional houses than some of us, so that makes a lot of sense sometimes. All right. Hey, we got a lot of stuff going on here. Please go check out our in-house here at Sidekick Media Services. Let us be your sidekick in your superhero project. Really being the sidekick that a lot of people kind of just figuring out how to get things working in this world. Working with places trying to get their streaming on, whether it be for church service, your podcast, or just shows like this, and helping people connect. And we're working with a lot of people on projects for that. Our public meetings have become Facebook meetings, I guess both fortunately and unfortunately, depending on who you're trying to reach here. But we're helping to work a lot of people through all the pain points that come with our current situation over the last couple months. And we may be coming out of lockdown, but a lot of people still looking to stay at home, do their work at home, do their play at home, whatever the case may be, to stay safe. It's going to be a while before we're fully out of the woods for this, and in the meantime, we can't let people become disconnected in this time. So that's a big thing we're helping out with. Please go check out everything going on at sidekickmediaservices.com, and you can see some of the toys that we have. We just got a touchless thermometer today, so we can double check everything when we go on site for recordings and things like that, and just kind of verify and do what we can to try to stay safe and still get in the work and making some awesome things. So go check out everything in the latest over at sidekickmediaservices.com. All right, getting back into the rest of the stories here. I know you were excited. We mentioned it in passing before, but Krause, you were excited that Civilization 6 is over on the Epic Game Store.
Yeah, that's great. It's free. I just actually paid for it, so now I guess I own it forever.
Quote unquote paid for it. It was Grand Theft Auto 4 last week. 5.
Oh wow.
5, the new one, the newer one. And they crashed most of their servers. Like you couldn't even load it for the first day. It was real bad. But they're doing some big stuff. They've been always giving away a lot of stuff over there. I just put that install on there. It's on my Mac. I can't even play half the games on Mac. But I have it for, when I'm able to. So, but yeah, they've been getting away some crazy games over there. Epic is really trying to come at Steam right now. And I don't know, hopefully consumers can win with these games. What else we got here? Krause, do you have another story you wanted to touch on?
Well, we got the first manned rocket launch tomorrow, hopefully. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that or not, but tomorrow SpaceX is going to launch the first human crew into space from the U.S. since the space shuttle. So that's a big deal coming up. Hopefully it'll go off tomorrow without a hitch.
Mm-hmm. It's a SpaceX Dragon. We've been mentioning this over feels like forever. I first heard about them doing this when I got to see the SpaceX launch back at the beginning of March, when I used to be able to travel. It's cool. It's a big milestone. And also, this is the first time I got to see the astronauts outfits.
Yeah, how about
suits?
that? I don't know if I'm into those new astronaut. Would you say outfits?
Outfits, the stylish representations there. Listen, if you're going to go to space, when I watched that rocket, there was a pair of Reeboks on that rocket going to space. The style game, a Tesla went into space once.
Right.
The style game outside our atmosphere has been elevated since we used to do the shuttles, since Armageddon, since Bruce Willis saved us from asteroids. Whatever the case was, right? Wow, of course. But I don't think those are our moonwalk ones, but I mean, they're just kind of our, the Hurley. They're done by Hurley? Really? They're like an outfit.
The surf company?
I think so. That's what I see. Or is that like a sponsor, maybe?
No, I think Hurley is one of the astronauts, isn't he?
Oh, okay. That's a name. The name tag's on the shoulder? That's weird.
Yeah, I believe that's his name. Yeah.
It's like on the part of the thing where I would expect
Hurley
Nike to be on a football jersey.
Benkenheim? I don't know how you say his name. I apologize.
Yeah, well, if we aren't butchering people's names on the show, it's not the AwesomeCast. No, that's awesome.
But it's exciting to see that we're actually doing this again. And there's the whole plan to back to the moon by 2024, I believe. They want to be back on the moon by then.
Well, and honestly, I think it sounds like world events may be pushing that back a little bit already, because everything's getting delayed. I'm surprised they're getting this off without a hitch. So that's awesome. Katie, you want to touch on the new Instagram news that just popped up today? I think Potter might have shared this in the group earlier.
Instagram's adding messenger rooms for up to 40. You and 49 of your friends.
Oh, everybody get in there. Come on, guys.
And, most of us use Instagram on our phones, so that'll just be horrifying. I don't know. Like, you get to a certain number and chats, and it's got to be on my laptop where people are just teeny tiny. Or you can do the speaker view, but it's just wild.
It becomes a mess when everybody has an open microphone like that, right? Like I don't even like getting 6 people on here when we do these things, right? I couldn't even imagine when you don't have, I didn't send technical details to you beforehand, right? And you're just going to get 50 people on. So, hey, ask any teacher on Zoom right now, right?
Oh, I know.
I can't imagine. But
it's really funny because, like, to find any of the articles about it, it takes you to a tweet Instagram put out.
Wait.
Like, this is...
So we're getting our info on Twitter for Instagram.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the way I found. Yeah, because when you click on the Twitter link.
Can you record the room, or is it just?
I'm not sure because Facebook. I haven't gotten into groups. I've been just using the Facebook video chat filter feature, and I don't think there's a way to record it. You can share your screen, but I don't think you can record it in Facebook.
Yeah, it's kind of like we don't have like a recording thing with our Google Meets. We use outside software and apparatus to do that. I guess.
I'm surprised. I would think there has to be a way to record a Google Meets.
No, I think this is more a social look than a right now look. Think Periscope. Think the guy that was DJing and Michelle Obama and Oprah popped in, right? Like I think that's what we're looking for. Not I want to create a thing that stays up there.
No, I definitely agree. But Google Meet is part of the G Suite, and it's more of the corporate meeting type thing. I understand why Instagram isn't. I would have thought Instagram would have let you record and kind of added portions or clips to your stories.
So you're kind of thinking how Instagram Live works now?
Yes.
Yeah. But I think this mostly is coming from their messaging division as a whole. So I don't know if it's got those kinds of hooks going on, rather than the
because you're actually going into Messenger versus like staying within the Instagram. And I think we looked in the Google Meet and recording that, and Misty was setting it up for a thing I was doing with her the one day. And that was more of a process than we expected.
Yeah. There's a lot of...
That was surprising. I mean, it's Google. I feel like they go like, good idea. Let's see how we can make this challenging.
And this is, and we do remember the day where, like, Google Hangouts, when they first came out, the killer app on it was that we could do a show like this and it records directly to YouTube. I don't know anything in Google's wheelhouse that now does that. How did that killer feature go away? Right. But now Zoom is going to Facebook Live and things like that. Like others are kind of do that, but still, it's probably still relatively a niche thing. Right.
I wonder if they will do something, because Google Meet, you can record directly to Drive, and I'm guessing right from Drive you could post to YouTube.
Yeah, but then you're not getting that full live situation like they were offering before. But still, so there is a Drive component. I haven't even seen that part yet, to be honest. So, but no, that's helpful, because I always like the idea that it gets recorded at Google and not over the internet pipes. If there's any issues with that. I mean, that's what we do with our podcast. We have a website that records everything locally, and then you get the best of all worlds, right? So, if I can get to Google with a good connection, it should be the best possible video on all sides. You just that is the chat notification in Google Meet, by the way. Now we know what that sounds like.
I didn't realize it was going to ding everyone.
No, that's fine. We're still learning some of the ins and outs of Google Meet, and now we know that one. Amanda says just start screen recording on your device, and that does add a step. I
was wondering if that. I was interested. I was thinking that in the back of my head, and I wonder if that works, because I think there's some applications that have figured out how to black it out, or block the recording feature. But that was my first thought.
That'd be good for a test. I've been trying to figure out how do you do, when you're watching like Jimmy Fallon or Daily Show or Bill Maher or something, they're doing the interview. There's no way they're just like pulling in like we do, where you pull everybody in through the hangout. Like there's got to be some other recording feature because you can see the rearranging it and stuff, right? So that's and I've been wrapping my head around how that happens to get a little bit better quality than even bringing it in through the studio like we do now. But that's also depending on the person on the other side being technically proficient to record locally, and good luck sometimes. So yay, Jimmy Fallon can do it, but couldn't Mayor of Georgia do it? Kind of thing when you bring them in. So
Well, I wonder if they
often wonder.
go ahead.
Oh, good.
No, go ahead.
I
Mark, go.
often wonder if they have some kind of like kit that they drop ship to somebody.
Some do.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because to pull all that off, to get that set up in somebody's house, it's almost got to be like okay, there's one single plug and a cable that comes out. It says plug this into your router and plug this into the wall, and then turn it on at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
If I have the budget, I already have a plan for if I have a budget and this person needs the best possible quality of thing in their home, I would be like, send them this, send them this, send them this.
Right.
We walk through the setup to make sure there's no issues with like the computer that's there. Or, I mean, ideally, you also send the computer, maybe.
Right. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, but there's also, you have so many other factors, like what is their internet like? What is the computer there? If you show up and the person's on DSL, there's only so much you can do. We had that issue with somebody just 2 weeks ago. Very technically proficient person, only had access to DSL. It actually came out pretty okay considering.
I feel like even at that point in time, you're bundling some kind of multi-MiFi load balanced
You
type
sent
thing.
You sent a live U pack for a few grand to every person and tell them to hit this on button. That's the answer. That's your.
Okay.
Well,
That's
I've
your,
even seen where you have
that's your. I have $10,000 to blow on the stream we're doing today.
It's like I've seen where they have it looks like your typical cable modem, DSL modem, whatever modem with the Wi-Fi built in and a couple Ethernet ports on the back.
Mm-hmm.
But then it actually has multiple SIM card slots in it.
We are,
and it will go cross carrier.
Yes.
And then it will bind all of those connections together as well. So you're getting four cell carriers simultaneously.
Chilla, I got to use one of those.
Okay.
I got to use. We were doing iPay-per-view straight to Twitch out of a building in Dayton, Ohio, for Impact Wrestling, and that's what that was. And it was like, I have my AT&T phone. Like I couldn't communicate to the guy in Canada because he was trying to call me, and I had no service to tell me that something wasn't working. But I had like Sprint and T-Mobile were great in there for whatever reason, right? And we were actually investigating PAX until everything came down for us to do the same thing locally, and still on the market because but yeah, no, absolutely. And there's that whole you plug in, you're on the Wi-Fi, somebody unplugs your Ethernet cord, you're still on the Wi-Fi, the entire internet goes out, you bounce back to the Verizon or something. That's how you do it. When you're at a live event and you see a video person like that look like they're with a TV network, go look at their backpack. Like, don't look in their backpack, but look, you can usually see on their backpack the live view, and you see the cords and everything like that. But so I'm gonna roll that back a little.
Just go up there and unzip it. And just
You're like,
a little peek.
I just want to see what you're packing. I just want to see what you're packing in here. I like the technology. Ways to make new friends on AwesomeCast this week. But anyways, speaking of making friends, we should probably hit one or two and then head out of here. Any other stories you guys want to hit up? Dutters, we talked about rooms. Have you tried rooms at like the Facebook rooms at all?
I tried to start one, and then it was being weird about adding people, so I just ended up doing a group chat because it was just not. So I don't know if the games and stuff are in there too.
Yeah, I haven't, like, somebody tried to throw me in, like, it was always the first day, and then you don't get in, and then you don't think about it again, right?
Yeah.
So Facebook hasn't been throwing it in my face like it usually does at this point, so I'm kind of curious where that's going to go. So, either way, let's see, Snapping Turtle Hell, I think we talked about that one. Boston Dynamics This is like the 3 weeks in a row with a Boston Dynamics dog story, because now there's video of the scary dog herding sheep in New Zealand. Yeah, I don't. So wait, are sheep dogs now going out of business? Is that where we're at right now? I'm worried about the sheep.
I don't think we were really paying them to begin with, but
yes, but what's going to happen to the sheep dogs? Where they're gonna go to adoption? I don't know. Everybody now you're gonna see like the Arms of the Angel commercial with sheepdogs. These poor sheepdogs were put out of business by a scary robot in New Zealand that now has, look at this thing. It's just like walking around. It's seeing one of the things.
Can that scary robot chase away wolves?
Seeing this thing, I think it'll chase away people. It's chasing away me. There's something even more disturbing about watching this unnatural thing walking through just straight nature. Like, not a park yelling at people, telling them to stay distant, but just like hanging out in nature. So, there it is. There it is on the range with the sheep. Just, jeez. That is so weird. That is so strange. Hey, there needs to be an episode on Shaun the Sheep about the robot sheepdog. Like, that's got to be coming up here. By the way, watch that show. It's enjoyable.
I feel like this is just begging for like a modern day Planet of the Apes.
That's the robots?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that a little more pick a dystopian sci-fi movie, right?
I'm just looking at the way it walks and the way it like moves around.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like maybe it's a combination of Skynet uploads the animal AI into this thing, and then it's a hybrid of Skynet.
I think have you watched Black Mirror?
No.
Okay, there's a I can't remember.
I haven't watched. I think I've watched like 4 or 5 episodes.
Latest season, find the episodes, it's black and white. And you'll understand most of my references whenever the dog comes up. So it's scary. It'll make you look at that even more questionable. Want to throw a tip out there. I have not played with this, but from all accounts, it looks good. DaVinci Resolve 16.2. There is a article on Engadget talking about it, saying it's a pretty good take on for Premiere Pro CC. So you don't have to get into the Creative Cloud. Excuse me. It is, I believe, it is a free version for Resolve. And if you get the studio version, because maybe you're hitting your head on some of the features on there, that's only $300 versus the monthly fee of like $20 to $50, depending on where you're at with Creative Cloud. A lot of people are asking me about free or cheap. I consider $300 for a studio version of software cheap. But that's me, and it depends on what you're doing. But it looks like a fully featured software if you want to do a little bit more with your video. Also takes it, if you happen to be a gamer, there's some stuff in here about how it takes advantage of some Nvidia GeForce. So that looks like a really good option there. So again, a lot of people ask me about this. I don't use a lot of PC software for my video, unfortunately, for giving a full featured recommendation, but there is a free version. Give DaVinci 16 a try, and it might help you guys out that are looking for that kind of stuff. So it's a little bit more than if you're still hanging on to that Movie Maker. I know who you are. So
stop judging me.
Not you. You
leave Krause alone.
You at least upgraded Adobe Rush. That's fine.
Hey, now I'm not using that anymore. I use Wondershare Filmora.
There you go. I did a project where students had to do a lot of video stuff, and you could tell like how many of them did stuff on the phone, and there's the big banners of you did not pay for this software across like most of the videos they submitted. But it's all like it was students, and it was for you were like putting your video in comments and things like that. So it was kind of fun to see like all those like, oh, this is what the students are finding for software and apps and things to do these things. So it was kind of fun to get that little bit of use case, I guess, amongst the real people. So Katie, you got some stuff going on. We talked about last week on the wrestling show how you kind of became news for a minute.
I was hot news for a minute.
You were hot news for a minute.
I think I'll be hot news again.
So some people are doing some things for you.
Yeah, two of our friends of the show, we're Wrestling Mayhem show. Well, they could be our friends, just AwesomeCast friends too. PB Smooth and Derek Direction are started a GoFundMe but they're turning it into a competition. This is to benefit me, which is amazing and wonderful. And the plan is so they both have air bikes, and the original plan, I don't know if it's still going to happen because I don't know if they're going to survive. To be honest, is for every $10 donated, they were going to do 20-second sprints on their air bikes and then take a 10-second break. Well, right now the fundraiser is at like over $4,000, so it's like an hour on the air bike for them doing sprints.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little concerned about them.
I mean, they're wrestlers.
I have faith in them. They're
mostly in shape. Okay, like PB's really in shape. But yeah, there's some images of them on the air bikes for you guys on video, so you get the idea. But yeah.
So they've been trash talking each other, and there's some great videos, and I think there's going to be some more, and I think it's going to be fun. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun to just watch them try to make it through this.
This launched, I believe, a week ago, and it's already over $4,000 for this.
Which is amazing.
And,
holy crap.
And holy crap. Yeah, seeing the names and the numbers come in on this thing has been awesome throughout the week. So
good. Yeah, and I can't thank people enough for donating. It's just a huge weight off my shoulders right now with just everything else going on and like having to deal with, cancer during, a pandemic and everything that's happening, and it's just it's awesome and greatly appreciated. Speaking
of which, you're still giving updates, and that's happening over at
if you follow me on Instagram, Kate Marie PGH is where most of my updates happen because I like to do that, and I show you what socks and pants I'm wearing to chemo each week.
Potters in the chat room say we trust wrestlers' common sense, right? yeah, you know. All right, Crazy Krause, you're on the Twitters as well.
Yes, I am.
With Crazy Krause with the K's.
Yep.
Awesome. Not to see.
I don't post a whole lot over there, but I do look. I look at a lot of stuff. So.
But if you have questions about things of a technical nature,
if somebody had a question, I would answer them.
There you go.
Yep.
Also, another guy, I'm trying to get Chachi hit him up about video cameras. Chilla at Chilla on the Twitter.
That's me, and Chilla. Chachi already tweeted me, so I found the answer to my question.
Fantastic. And of course, and then Missy's at Rebellious Flaw. If we want to hit her up, she doesn't tweet much either.
She'll tell you what time it is.
She'll tell you what time it is, just like A-Train.
I tweet everywhere else.
Everybody tweet, hey, at Rebellious Flaw, what time is it? Whenever you hear this. So if you get this on the podcast later in the week, I can't wait. I'm at Sorgatron on Twitter. Thank you guys. This has been your awesome cast. Glad you guys could have fun with us here this week. Thank you to my Brady bunch of awesome castmates here, and you have been our awesome audience. Please have an awesome week.
Visible across this crystal clear.
Look at this. What happened? What do?
Happened?
Wait
That's
a
what
minute.
happens when you get splattered with hot butter.
What?
What
were you doing?
I was making moon pies.
Hot
and
butter.
I was coating the inside of the cast iron with butter.
Oh.
And it splashed on your forehead?
Yeah, there may have been a point where I kind of swung it a little bit, and it
Was
came
there
back
alcohol involved?
No, there actually wasn't. What it actually was the moon pie maker from last year was rusted a little bit from being left out in the rain for a day or two and then brought inside. So I used butter to coat the outside and the inside. And when I pulled it out of the fire and opened it up, a big flame shot out, and I kind of shook it. And when I shook it, the butter that was on the inside, it whacked me in the head. Amazingly enough, it splashed on my glasses, which would have been really bad if I didn't have glasses on.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
But,
that would have been.
It didn't even affect the protective coating or any. It didn't affect my lenses at all, which really surprised me since it burned through my skin.
That's a commercial. Awesome cast. 4 individuals with full-time eye protection.
Oh wow, yeah, we all do have glasses on. That's true.
Yee, safety first.
Awesome.
I will catch you next week, sir. I have to get going so I can get my kid to bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He was already sneaking on you.
Yes, he was. Thanks. Have a good one.
Later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, chat. We'll be on in less than an hour.